Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Green Bay Packers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
I'm coming after you. Jump out. I'm coming after you.
First carry for James Conner. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Right back to Conner here on first. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the run. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Now it's Rodgers. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
319. Check. 26. 26. Smooth. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go heavy. We need to get it.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Calais Campbell on the stop. At the 43-yard line. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
First carry for Peyton Barber. Tackle made by Zaire Franklin.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him. And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Side. No.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. At their own 20-yard line. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 22 yards there, a first down. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were...
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jay Sternberger, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Packers 0.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in them. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get 300. Get 300. Mark 55. Mark 55. We're doing it.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with counter. On the tackle, it was Dane Cruikshank.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
He's got the 1st down here inside the 30 and down to the 19-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Here's Dalton. Completes it to Dixon.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run with Logan. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said,
looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Trying to lay one up deep. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers to throw again. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football, as they've got it staring at a 3rd down and 13. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Mike 55, Mike 55. I got him. Mike 55, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, eat. Look at you.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Here's Jones on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
First down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Andy Dalton making the catch is Sternberger. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Logan. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Logan, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. He's going to rifle one deep. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And oh, he coughed it up.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Silver. Out. Yes, fast it.
Here's Dalton. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
To throw here, Dalton. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he'll be out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Hands up! Here we go, D. Here I come.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40, the 20. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 82 yards.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Here's Barber. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. The sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. 93, 52, 93, 44.
On the carry, it's Logan. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Jump out!
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off 10. See quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down. Rodgers now 9 of 17 through the air. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
26. Here we go, 50, 50. Mike 50. I don't think you can.
Here's Rodgers. Going to throw again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't effect, man, just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Back to the air on second down. Tracy. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
X3, 218, chopper.
Throwing on third and long. Tracy. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ready?
And this is going to be incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
He's coming. Protein spill. Hey, seam 6. Get it.
Looking to throw. Tracy. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. Topper. Set, go.
They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll run it here with Logan. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Logan, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Rodgers now throwing again. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Packers get a score closer. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they'd only had the field goal. So that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half. But when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here.
And that's caught inside the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Tracy. Open man, here's Foster. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Come on now, let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. 61, match box. Cut up.
They run again with Logan. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Operating from the gun, Tracy. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On second down now, it's Thompson. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tracy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Willie Henry muscled his way in for the sack. They're going to try and throw. He's going to go deep for Conley. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a curious decision. To go for it doesn't pay. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
It's a party now.
Now it's counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
This is Logan, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll keep it on the ground. Logan, and he loses the football a 2nd time, and the Packers pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Yo. Inside.
Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got his target. It's Cobb.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play.
And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Logan, and he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On third down, Logan. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Throwing on second down, Rodgers. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense as a scout?
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He sacked. Cleveland Farrell in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Looking to throw. Tracy, he's going to go deep for Conley. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing again on second and 10. Tracy escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. O'Shane Zimenez. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be third and a mile. From the gun, Tracy. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. Now a give right side. It's Logan. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking.
Yet under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Back to throw. Tracy got an open man. It's Foster. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The offense on third down tonight, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're looking at third and a few inches. Operating from the gun, Tracy, and that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll try and run for it. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 47-yard line.
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Smooth. Mike 50. Here we go.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Flush to his right. And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The Packers on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Working from the gun. Rodgers. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense. Just flooded the field with defensive backs. Blanketed everyone. Took away all the passing angles. Thus, the incompletion.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go, defense. Hey, echo. Hey, here we go. Mike.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Go. I'm going to come back.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Washington. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Washington. No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal. At the
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Hey, check to the 50.
On play action. Now Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jack Doyle. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Yeah, they got the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Again, a run with Thompson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Looking to throw. Tracy. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 17-yard line. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 10-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 2nd and 3. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, able to make the play defensively.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
On third down. Logan. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Here's Rodgers to throw again. That's complete to Sharp. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
26, 319. Hey. You got something again.
Rodgers now on first down. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Caught by Cobb. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time.
Hey, box truck.
First and goal.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Second and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Logan. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Ready. Protein spill, 18 Gator. 5.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Making the catch is Sternberger. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. They come out here in the eye. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Now a handoff here to his running back. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
8 reads. Topper! Get it.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Logan, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for our visitors, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.